New details on the timeline of that day. We're learning that one of the guards was a substitute. The other was reportedly not even a corrections officer. The New York Post now reporting Epstein used bed sheets to hang himself and was left unattended for hours.
Meanwhile, FBI agents now searching his U.S. Virgin Islands home as the U.S. Attorney General Bill Barr vows to find answers on Epstein's death.
I was appalled. And indeed, the whole department was, and frankly, angry to learn of the MCC's failure to adequately secure this prisoner. We are now learning of serious irregularities at this facility that are deeply concerning and demand a thorough investigation. The FBI and the Office of Inspector General are doing just that. We will get to the bottom of what happened, and there will be accountability.
In moments, we will be speaking with Rudy Giuliani in studio. But we begin first with Bryan Llenas this morning on the new details. Brian?
Sandra, good morning. Jeffrey Epstein hanged himself with a bed sheet wrapped around his neck and tied to the top of a bunk bed in his jail cell. That, according to the New York Post, Epstein apparently kneeled toward the floor and strangled himself with that sheet. He was found unresponsive in his jail cell at the Metropolitan Correctional Center at about 6:30 in the morning Saturday. The question now is, how was a high-profile inmate like Epstein able to do this at a facility known for its extraordinarily tight security? Fox News has learned of some irregularities. Epstein did not have a cellmate that night leading up to his death, which is unusual considering he was just taken off suicide watch. But according to Jack Donson, a federal prison consultant, it's very rare for an inmate to be on suicide watch for more than a week, and Epstein's status as a high-profile sexual offender kept him in the MCC's more isolated special housing unit, which may have contributed to the circumstances around his death.
The average person is placed in the general population after a suicide watch. The clinical psychologist, chief psychologist, in consultation with the warden, determines he's no longer a risk. So they say, okay, back to population. There's activities, programs, more access to mental health professionals, case managers, counselors. And that's the optimal situation.
We also know Epstein was not checked on in the several hours leading up to his death, which is a violation of MCC's normal operations, calling for checks every 30 minutes. The union representing two of the guards responsible for watching Epstein's unit tells Fox News the guards were overworked. One had worked 80 hours that week, and the other had volunteered to help out because the MCC has been short-staffed for years. The New York Times reports that one of the guards was not even a correctional officer. On Monday, FBI agents arrived on Epstein's private island in the U.S. Virgin Islands to search his private mansion, a sign that prosecutors are still investigating co-conspirators linked to Epstein's alleged underage sex trafficking network, which may include his former girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, described by Epstein's accusers as being Epstein's madam and arranging sex with underage girls. After Epstein's death, lawyers for his accusers are now asking a federal judge to dismiss Epstein's non-prosecution agreement, including parts that offered immunity to his co-conspirators. Sandra.
Brian, thank you.